Hello, future fellow weirdo of the flock. How are you? Welcome to the most offensive church this side of, wait, the most offensive church this side of the universe. The party bed. Welcome. And what we do here in this most amazing place, we read this great ass book. It's called God Said because he did not fucking say that. But we are gonna find out what he did say. And it's gonna be so fucking amazing. So, welcome. This book is being read by the Saint of Awesome, your Superstone Sage, Saint Nikki K the Great. Clap for me, I clap for you. Listen, we are fucking doing the damn thing, man. Listen, we are. We are on Genesis. We are on the story of Abe. We're at the part where Isaac is being born. Well, he's already been born, but he's a little bit older than just being born. He might be a little guy, uh, maybe like 8 or 9, something, because he's old enough to carry things, I think. But anyway, that's where we are. Chapter 22 of Genesis. I think we got 30 more chapters to go, and it's going to be fantastic. So, let me get my things all set up right here because I didn't. Hi, the word, how are you? Just know if you're talking about Jesus' word, like the word, uh, this is the most offensive church. So be prepared. Just be prepared and hi and welcome. And I love that you're here. It's amazing that you're here. I appreciate you dearly. So, we are on chapter 22 of Genesis. And I don't want to go into anything. I just am going to read it. I'm going to put it in ghetto terms. How about that? Uh, and we are going to find out what happened and why it happened. Well, actually, my version of why it happened. Because I like to do things, I like to know things. So we are going to fucking know things. Yes. So if that sounds like fun to you, come this way. I have everything you need. I have cannabis. I have cigarettes. I have a coffee. I have a chair with your name on it. I have cat beds in canine space. If you brought your animals, so go have a good time. Yeah. So now let me introduce you to Nikki. Because I'm God in God voice. I'm God right now. So let me introduce you to Nikki.
Your Superstone Sage. Yeah, I'm the Saint of Awesome. Your Superstone Sage. And that was God and God voice. And it's going to be great. Okay, so Abe is in the land of the Philistines, and he's just chilling there. Now, it came to pass After these things that God said to Abraham.
Abe, Abraham, Abe, Abe, where are you? I need to talk to you. Yeah, no, it's highly important. So you got to come here. I got to whisper it to you because I don't want anybody else to hear. So you got to come real close and I'm going to tell you. So God said, take your son, right, whom you love, your only son, Isaac, from uh, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on the one of the mountains which I shall tell you. But don't tell nobody.
Oh my God, God's out of control. Hey Neil, how are you? Look, I got the words working again. The words are working so I can see. Yeah, awesome. So type again real quick so I can see if it works. Cuz I'll just let you guys chill on my wall over here and I'll let these guys chill over here. Actually. I don't know what's happening. Share screen. This one. Okay, that didn't work so well. Oh, okay. So then I'll put you guys right here. All right, that works. Now let's do some things. Okay. So God is out of control. So he's like, don't tell nobody, but go to the secret place and offer your son as a sacrifice because reasons. So Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his donkey and took two of his young men with him and Isaac his son. And he split the wood for the burnt offering and arose and went to the place of which God had told him. Poor Isaac. He went there, and he has no idea what's happening. But he went there. Okay. So, place which God told him. Then on the third day, Abe lifted his eyes and saw the place far off. And Abraham said to his young men, oh, that was the wrong thing. So Abe said to the men that were with him, um, chill here. It'll be just fine. Chill here. Me and the boy are going to go up there. So Isaac was old enough to walk and understand what was happening. Okay. So Abe took the wood of the offering and laid it on Isaac his son. And laid it on Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife. So Isaac was old enough to carry wood. Okay. So he's carrying the wood up here. And then he's like, Dad, like, what the fuck? Right? Like, what is going on that you have to bring me all the way up here? Like, what is happening? And Abe's like, I don't know what's happening, but it'll be all right. God is going to give us some shit, right? It's going to be fine. And Abraham said, don't worry about it, God. So the two of them went together, and they came to the place which God had told him. And Abe built the altar and placed the wood in order, and then bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Isaac had to be freaking out, right? Like he just had to be freaking out. Like nobody's business freaking out. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, right here. So he was like super freaking out. And Abraham's like, stop moving. And Isaac's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then Abe's like, none of your fucking business. And it was like a whole thing. But eventually, Abe got Isaac tied up and ready for the thing. So Abe stretched out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But God,
Hi, it's me, God, and God voice. Don't do that. I mean, I appreciate it. You know, it's like Mick Foley and The Undertaker. Like Mick Foley went off the thing and then it wasn't a thing no more. But Vince McMahon was like, I thank you for all you did for this company, Mick Foley. And Mick Foley's like, these thumbtacks, they hurt. And anyway, it's kind of like that. I appreciate your uh, elbow grease and you leave that boy alone. Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would do it because I had a bet with Satan, like that one time I did with Job. But anyway, this one was with Satan to see if you would sacrifice your son or not. So I appreciate you uh, participating in my game. You win a prize. Like everything is going to be awesome because of you. Yeah, I know it. Like I feel it in my bones. Everything is going to be awesome because of you. Because you have not withheld your son from me. Then,
then, then, then Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and there behind him was a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. So Abe went and took the ram and offered it up for a burnt offering instead of his son. Yeah, I'm sure Isaac was like stepped far away from that because what the fuck did his dad just do to him? Or did he stay close because he was scared of his dad. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is really happening here? You know, there. Now, my head things work. Cool. Okay. God. Okay. Offered it instead of his son. And Abe called the name place of the Lord will provide, as it is to this day. Here they go, changing history. Okay, because these motherfuckers have a real hard on for changing history. That's why they wrote that Jew journal we read in the afternoons every day. That is a fucking lie. But we read it because people believe that bullshit. But anyway, they changed it to in the mount of the Lord it shall be provided, which doesn't make no fucking sense, but okay. Then the angel, God called to Abe a second time out of heaven and said,
I swear on myself. I swear to God. I swear on myself because I'm just, and this is not hasty, but I am just so excited. I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. I know, I know, I know, I love you, Abe. Yeah, because you're fucking amazing. I was thinking about it and then I thought to myself, what can I do for this guy? Because he's fucking amazing. Like, what can I really do for him? Right? Because you have done this thing and have not withheld your son, your only son. Blessings, I will bless you. And multiplying, I will multiply your descendants as the stars of heaven and the sand which is on the seashore. And your descendants shall possess the gate of their enemies. This comes in later. Later in the book, they say this to Rachel. And I think this means you get to choose who goes to hell. Like if they're your enemy, they can go to hell. Something like that. And in your seed, all the nations of the earth will be blessed because you have obeyed my voice. Yeah, and it wasn't a hasty promise. I thought for a whole 5 minutes. That's like a year in human time.
okay. So Abe returned to his young men, and they arose and went together to Beersheba, and Abe dwelt in Beersheba. Now it came to pass after these things that it was told to Abraham, saying, your family has borne a bunch of kids, right? And there's one called Rachel, right? No, her name is Becca. That's her name. Rachel is later on. But this one's Becca. And she was born to your brother. Uh, anyway, your brother has a daughter. You should go see her. That's what was told to Abraham. Now we are in between chapters. We're about to go to chapter 23. So we're going to smoke a cigarette and maybe talk about this. What do you guys think of what Abraham just did to Isaac? And do you think Isaac was super scared of his dad and stayed around him all the time to keep him happy? Or do you think he ran far away from his father. Like he didn't like really communicate with his father. Or do you think he did? Because I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I I think if it was me, I would probably not want anything to do with my father after some shit like that. I don't know, but like, Neil, what do you think? I mean, we read this not too long ago. Remember, the Ethiopian Bible made me. But I don't think I ever got your feeling on this. Dustin's in there watching a guy react to Pink Floyd songs. He's like a rapper guy, and he's reacting to Pink Floyd songs. It's kind of fun. But I had to go live instead. But you have to. I roll this cigarette, and then I'm going to keep reading. Open your eyes, look up to the sky and see. That's Queen, not Pink Floyd. But Queen is better than Pink Floyd. I tried to do acid one time and could not do the lights. And then I tried to do DMT one time and could not do the lights. And then I did mushrooms another time and fell asleep because of the lights. I think I need to be in a dark room when I do the hallucinogen drugs, but I probably won't be able to do another hallucinogen because I ruined it the last times I tried. I think people will always take the message. They, oh, hold on. I can't read that. Look up to the sky and see. Oh, it's like this. I think. Yeah, but what do you think? What do you think about it? Like, not that I'm gonna steal your feeling or anything, but like you heard the story. What do you feel about it? And I think I scared the person away on pills. I think I scared them away. I didn't mean to scare you away, but then again, I don't know. But I scare people away. Some people aren't tough enough. And I'm not saying this person's not tough enough. They could be working. But some people are just not tough enough to hang out on my channel because they're very insecure in their religion. But we are going to go on to chapter 23 because we're at 25 minutes and I think we got a few more minutes. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sarah lived 127 years. So at this point, Isaac is 27. because she was 100 years old when she gave birth to Isaac. So Isaac's 27 years old. So Sarah died, and these were the years in life of Sarah. Sarah died in Kiryat Arba, which is Hebron, which is not a place yet. In the land of Canaan. And Abe came to mourn Sarah and to weep from her. Okay, so Sarah died, and Abe is really sad about it. And then he asks the people, I want this cave so I can bury her out of my sight. I don't want to see her dead body. So can I have this cave? And like, it don't belong to us, it belongs to this other guy. And this other guy's sons happen to be at this meeting. So they go get their dad. And Abe's like, I want to pay you some money so I can use this as a burial site. And the guy's like, you can just have it. And Abe's like, I want to pay for it. And the dude's like, no. And Abe's like, I want to pay for it. Right? How much is it worth? And I'll pay for it. Because reasons. And the dude's like, it's 400 shekels of silver, which is like $100 or something. I don't know. But anyway, he's like, it's this much money. Hi, baby. Come and pay for it. Right? Or come and pay for it. It's 400 shekels of silver. So, Abe's like, okay, so give me the deed and everybody knows this is mine. And they're like, dude, you're like a super prince around here. Who are you to be? Look, that's not going to happen, right? It belongs to you. Okay. So, Abe bought the field. And Abe buried Sarah in the cave of Machpelah before Mamre, that's Hebron, in the land of Canaan. So the field and the cave that is in it were deeded to Abraham by the sons of Heth as property for a burial place. Yep, that's the end of chapter 23. Now we're at 28 minutes. So we could do 24. It's kind of long. What do you think, Neil? Are you still here? The word, are you still here? Are people still here? Because it's up to you if we do another story or not. Or we can end right now at 30 minutes. What do you think? Do, 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 do. We can hit a bowl. Still here. Do you want to do another chapter? Wait, I want to hit my bowl first. That one is way better. Both sounds good. I got the one hitter that I got from my cousins for Christmas and my birthday. We'll just count it as both. I have a feeling somebody is like dying on the inside because I'm smoking this bowl. I don't give a shit. But do you want to keep going? 24 is rather long. So we're gonna we're gonna do it. I made an executive decision because I'm badass like that. I make executive decisions to questions I already know. I make executive decisions to questions I already know the answer to. Okay. So, man. Okay. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do the damn thing. Wait. Okay, that wasn't outside my house. I thought it was outside my house. Okay. So here we go. Chapter 24. This might go over an hour now because I talk too much. And I smoke too much. Okay. Now, Abraham was old, well advanced in age, and the Lord had blessed Abe in all things. So Abraham, Abe said to the oldest servant of his house, um, listen, my family has a girl, and I would like Isaac to marry her instead of one of these. Instead of, hey, Dustin, was that here? Okay. So, anyway, Abe was telling his servant, my son cannot marry any of these ugly ass women. He's got to marry my third niece. You know, she's not exactly my niece per se. She's like my third niece. So you gotta go get her to marry my son. And he's like, what if she don't want to come? And he's like, well, if she don't come, then I guess there's nothing you can do about it. But she'll come. She'll come. Don't worry about it. So she um so the servant was like, "Do you want me to take him?" And he's like, "Fuck no, I don't want you to take him. You'll see why when you meet these people. Do not take my son to where these people are. Are you fucking kidding me? No way." And the servant was like, "Okay." And Abe was like, "Promise me you're not gonna take my son to see these people." And the guy's like, "I promise." So he gets ready. Uh, then the servant took a bunch of camels of his master and departed. All his master's goods were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nahor, which is where uh, Abe's family decided to settle for some reason. But they are Chaldean. So he went there and he made his camels kneel down uh, to relax, right? And then he prays to God. He's like, "God, listen, uh, this is going to be very specific. Make this girl say she wants to give me a drink and the Campbells a drink, and then, just show up out of nowhere and stuff. It'll be super awesome." So this girl named Becca shows up and she's like, "Let me get you some water and let me get the camels some water." And then he's like, "Who's your dad?" And she's like, "Nahor's my dad." He's like, "Fuck yeah. Look, do you got room for me and my camels?" She's like, "Fuck yeah." So he gives her some jewelry and then she runs home. And then her brothers are like, "The fuck." So they go out there and see him. And he's like, "I need a place to stay. There's more." So they give him a place to stay. And then they're like, "Let's get some food." And he's like, "I'm not eating any of this food until I tell you why I'm here." And then he tells them about Abe and the prayer, and then Becca's showing up. And then he's like, and it happened that the brothers showed up. And he's like, and then they made him some food. And he's like, "I'm not gonna eat." And then he tells him about the promise to Abraham about his son. And then he told him about his prayer. And then the girl answered the prayer. And yep. And this day I came to dwell. Oh, I already said the prayer. And there was Rebecca. Man, there's a lot of words for no reason. And I gave her some jewelry. And I did the face thing and worshiped the Lord. And blessed the Lord God of my master Abe, who had led me in the way of truth, to take the daughter of my master's third niece. Now, if you will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me that I may return to him. All right, good night, Neil. Sweet dreams. Give the pillows some head and the sheets some ass, and have the sweetest drinks ever. And then they ate and drank, everybody, and they stayed the night. Then they arose in the morning and he said, "Send me to my master." But they said, "Let the woman stay with us a few days, and after that she may go." And he said to them, "Now I was afraid of this, but do not hinder me, since the Lord has prospered my way. Send me away." So they said, "We will call the young woman and ask her." Then they called Becca and said, "Do you want to go?" And she's like, "Hell yeah, I want to go. Oh my God, please let me go." And then they said, "Okay." And they gave her a prayer. And it said, "Our sister, may you become the mother of thousands, of 10,000, and may your descendants possess the gates of those who hate them. So let them choose. You'll be able to choose who goes to hell or not." Then Becca and her maids arose, and they rode on the camels and followed the men. So the servant took Becca and departed. Now Isaac was far from his dad. Now Isaac was far from his dad in the place of Beer Lahai Aroi, for he dwelt in the south, away from his father. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field in the evening. And he lifted his eyes and looked, and there the camels were coming. Then Becca lifted her eyes, and she saw Isaac. She dismounted from her camel because she was like, "Who's this?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's him that you're coming to marry." And the servant told Isaac all the things he had done. Then Isaac, aw, Mr. JT, did you come in? Because, like, literally about to be done. Well, I guess I could stay a little longer if you came in. But if you didn't come in, if you're lurking, hi, welcome. So the servant told Isaac all the things he had done. Then Isaac took her into his dead mother's tent and did the naughty with his new wife in his mother's bed. Weird. So, in that way, Isaac was comforted in his mother's death by having sex in her bed. Weird. Weird. That's some weird shit. It is super weird for no reason. Why would you do that? No one knows why you would do that because that's not a thing you do. Weird. So, we are going to end right there at chapter 25. And tomorrow something's happening. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I will be back with the Ethiopian Bible because we're reading the third part of this book, other books that were supposed to be in the third part, but they lie like a motherfucker. And that's why they weren't put in the Bible. They literally had nothing to do with Jesus. So they were kept out of the Bible. They teach the exact opposite of Jesus. It's really weird. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and say good night. It's time to get the pillows some head, put some lipstick on, put a ring on it, get it all over your face. And then have no, and then give these sheets the best ass on the planet. Have a post-coital cigarette, hit a bowl, and have the sweetest dreams ever. Good night. Something's happening. Oh, something happened. I don't even know what it is.